Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
So we are live on YouTube as well as on Zoom, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Good evening, participants.
Huh.
Welcome to the live session of the course Application of Forecasting, Regression, and Time Series Models. Professor Raghu Nandan, sir, is here with us. Uh, our TA, Ms. Pia, said that she will also join the session soon. Please feel free to join in and ask your doubts. Thank you. Yes, sir. You can start, sir.
Okay. Very good evening to all the participants. So we are starting on 21st September, Sunday at 4:30, and it will continue till 5 o'clock. But as usual, if there are queries which continues for long, we'll definitely extend it as required and based on the request of the students. So first, I would like to thank NPTEL office and Mr. Murali Krishnan, who is coordinating in this live session for forecasting regression and time series models. And this course is the first time I'm teaching. It's going on, and we are almost at the last end of this week of classes. And any questions related to forecasting, related to concept of regression and time series, I'll be very happy to take here as well as in the YouTube forum, which Mr. Murali Krishna will copy, paste, and send it here. I'll reply accordingly.
Thank you, sir. Sir, we received a few queries via Google form. Would you like to answer those queries first, sir? You're muted, sir. Mic is muted, sir.
I'll read the questions and answer them accordingly.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Just give me 1 minute. Just. Yes. So as I can see, and am I audible, Mr. Krishnan?
Yes, sir. You are audible,
Okay,
sir.
okay, okay. As I can see, the first question, I'll repeat it and correct me if I'm wrong. The first question is, can you explain a practical example where Holt-Winter multiplicative model works better than additive one? And the next part of the same question is, when shifting from time series models to regression, how do you identify if regression is more suitable than forecasting method? Am I right?
Yes, sir. You are right, sir.
And this has been raised by a student by the name of Mr. Jagannath. Okay. So for, if you remember, in Holt-Winter method, there was multiplicative and additive model. Now, multiplicative model and additive model would be used for the cases where rather than giving a practical example, first I will give you the background. So if you are considering the concept of multiplicative one, there the increase in the, excuse me, in the increase, because in Holt winter method there is a trend and seasonality. So in the seasonality, increase and decrease is much more faster and much more both increasing and decreasing in a faster way, increasing and decreasing than the additive model. So for any new products which are there in the market, and if there's a seasonality factor there, we will consider the multiplicative model, because the increase and decrease happens most faster. Say for example, a new dress has come in the winter market for the winters. So obviously the demand and supply for that will increase and decrease much faster and much negatively faster in the downward direction. But if you're considering the additive model, they would be products which had been used and where there is a seasonality trend which we know. So if you're considering the winter products, we would consider, say for example, the common products like sweater, mufflers, hand gloves, jackets, in a very simple sense, can be considered as an additive one. If you're considering any new product coming in for a new fridge or a trendy fridge which has more, or considering an AC where the demand will be only during the summers, then the demand of that product as an increase, or the the fall of the demand of the product as the summer ends, would be much faster than any normal product which has the seasonality during the summers, like a common fridge, a common refrigerator, and so on and so forth. Now, as of now, I do not have any actual data related to Hall-Winter multiplicative and additive model. But if you remember, our TA Miss Pia Ghosh has shared the Excel sheet which has all the calculations related to moving average, exponential moving average, then concept of Holt method, Holt-Winter method, both additive and multiplicative. And if you see other examples in the area of time series would be shared as we end the course, and also the concept of regression model has also been shared in quite details. Now coming back to the second part of the question, when shifting from time series model to regression, how do we need to identify regression in more suitable than forecasting? Now I will basically answer this question in two parts. The part one is that which I mentioned in time series. Basically, you are looking at the fact that you have only the x random variable which you will try to regress based on its past and present value to basically predict for the future. So you don't have a set of independent and dependent variables. While in regression models, whether multiple linear regression, nonlinear regression, probit models, logit models, whatever we have discussed, there would be a set of independent variables, and based on that, we'll try to predict for the dependent variable. Now, the main idea is basically to find out the fact that in regression model, the concept, if you remember, I mentioned time and again the concept of heteroscedasticity, homoscedasticity, multicollinearity. So the fact that if the error term is dependent on time, then obviously you would know that it is best to use the time series model because the variability is a factor. And obviously, you have to consider whether the time series which you're considering is stationary, non-stationary. That part is a secondary set of questions which has to be answered when you take the concept of time series. Now, in regression models, the error term is considered where the mean value is fixed, the variance is fixed, which is very important. Variance is fixed with respect to time. And the main idea in both the time series models and the regression model is basically to do the prediction in such a way that you try to minimize the error of future forecasting or future time series prediction or the regression model prediction. Now, obviously, trying to utilize, there is no hard and fast rule that this method has to be utilized for this type of data set. But if you have the knowledge for time series, for regression, for forecasting, you can basically test which model will come out to be the best based on the prediction capability, made prediction efficiency. Will use that. And if you remember in regression, multiple in regression, I have time and again discussed about the concept of R square and adjusted R square. That is a very good measure how you can find out how your regression model is doing. And obviously, the main idea being that you are trying to reduce the error or the sum of the square of the errors. And also, we have seen in the balanced loss function, which is a part of the regression model, how you can make the corresponding loss function also come into effect, where you can take the idea of minimizing the error into consideration. Now, if I go to the second question, the second question has been raised by Professor U. Lakshmi, a faculty, and the ideas are the course is useful. Thank you, ma'am. Discuss the following questions regarding regression. How is regression, quantile regression to OLS, and what type of data set would lasso regression completed, drop some variables, feature selection. See, these I do understand the concept of ridge regression, quantile regression, and lasso regression are part and parcel and advanced tool for regression. But considering the overall course which I had, what 30 hours, considering 60 lectures, these being for half an hour, and whole gamut of consideration. Like in forecasting, we had the moving average, exponential moving average, weighted moving average, Holt method, Holt linear method, then adjusted parameter for exponential smoothing, non-adjusted parameter for exponential smoothing. For regression, we had simple regression, multiple linear regression. You have the ridge, and then you had that balance loss function. Then you had that balance loss function considering Linux loss, then the squared error loss. Then you had the probit model, logit model, non-linear regression. All this 9 to 10 different types. Didn't find enough time and to do justice to all this topic. So if there is any question which you have, ma'am, if you can write to me directly to my official email ID, I'll definitely answer that. But these are not a part and part of the course, even though it had been planned. But considering the way things were going, and I had to discuss many of the problems using actual data. If you have seen, those data sets would have been shared by my TM Priya Ghosh. You will find out that each and every problem had been gone in details to make the students understand and make it clear, such that both along with the slides and with the Excel sheet, the whole course will be a complete package which will really help the students. And if you remember, I had mentioned time and again that I did not purposely take up any coding part, because I thought that Excel sheet would be more than sufficient to handle many of the problems. And the graphs which are drawn only to make it simple and look nice, I've used MATLAB coding. But in general, each and every step of calculation, either for regression model or for forecasting or for time series, as we are seeing, it is simply based on Excel sheet. Now, the third question which has been raised is by Mr. Himangshu, his employer, how we test if a time series is stationary before applying ARMA. Okay. Now, basically, if you are considering ARMA model, so the main idea is to basically have a look at the time series. And if you see that, and if you have watched all the lectures in each and every model, whether it was in the forecasting, whether it was in the regression, and also you are seeing in the time series, because the course is going on, the main emphasis was to basically try to plot the time series and then check two important things. First moment, whether it's fixed or it is constant and increasing, which is the trend. And then second one is basically the second moment, which is the variance, whether which is increasing or fixed. Now for trend, either increasing, decreasing, or being fixed, is easy to handle. For variance being fixed, it's easy to handle. For variance changing, obviously you have to use the concept of stationarity in order to handle the problem. A stationary series will have a constant mean, as I said, and also constant variance. Now, obviously, you know, the autocorrelation function really helps us to find out about the stationarity and non-stationarity of the series. A stationary series would have an ACF function which will decay very quickly to 0, while for a non-stationary series, it would not go to 0 very fast. It will slowly go with respect to 0. Now, there are many different tests. One of the interesting tests is to check about the stationarity is the augmented Dickey-Fuller test. It is more in the area of advanced statistics and advanced econometrics. And obviously, there are different type of hypothesis testing also which are there. Now, how to make the non-stationary series stationary is basically very simply to take either the first difference or the second difference. If you remember in one of the lectures, you will see that I am taking the difference of, if the data series is given like, say for example, x1, x2, x3, where x is this basically the random variable and the suffix 1, 2, 3, 4 is based on the time. Then I take the difference between x2 and x1, x3 minus x2, x4 minus x3, and then find out in the first difference with the stationary. If not, we go to the second difference. And by all probabilities, trying to find out the first difference and the second difference is more than sufficient to make it stationary. So these were the three questions. I have tried answering all the three questions raised by Mr. Jagannath, Professor U. Lakshmi, and Mr. Himangshu to the best possible given the time and the framework which we had.
Thank you so much, sir, for answering those queries in a very detailed manner. So I just checked on the YouTube. Nobody is watching the event. Maybe we'll wait for 2-3 minutes
Sure.
and see if anybody is joining. Otherwise, we may end the session, sir. Sir, nobody joined in, and so can we conclude the session, sir? Because we have another session at 5:30. You're muted, sir. You're muted, sir.
Nobody has joined there,
No, this session nobody has joined, sir.
and here nobody can, apart from Pia, yourself, and me. There
Yes,
is nobody else.
yes, sir. Maybe since it's on a Sunday, we are doing this session. Maybe they would have missed it, sir.
But it was announced, correct, Mr.
Yes, sir. We announced, sir.
Anyway, let's see.
So shall
And
we? Yes,
no,
sir.
I have no problem. We will wait till it is 4:47.
Yes, sir.
So we continue till 5 o'clock as promised, or we can close at 4:50. That you tell.
4:50 we can close, sir. In case
Okay,
if nobody is joining in,
we'll close it at
there's no
4:50,
4:50.
and
Yes, sir.
the next one will start at 4:30 as you have
No,
planned.
5:30, sir.
5:30, 5:30,
5:30.
5:30,
Sure,
5:30.
sure, sir. We'll wait for 2 more
And
minutes, sir.
another thing, if Pia, are you audible? Am I audible to you?
You are audible.
Okay, if you want to add anything, because those were the three questions which were raised by three of the candidates. So I've
Uh-huh.
tried to answer them to the best possible knowledge given the
Yeah.
time constraint. And considering that I mentioned time and again the slides along with the Excel sheet, because I purposely didn't go into any coding. Excel sheets, I think,
Hmm.
are quite detailed. So if you want to add
Yes.
anything about the Excel sheet which you know in details and which you have shared, you can say that it can be recorded and the students can listen to it later on if you want to add
So,
something.
so I think, sir, whatever query they have raised during the course, so mostly we have responded all the queries in the forum.
Okay, if you don't mind, can you mention few queries such that I'm also aware, and if needed, I'll elaborate in much more detail such that both your set of answers, my set of answers would be clear all the doubts if at all the students have, if there are any
Uh,
points which
I'm
have been raised or queries they had in general.
I'm so sorry, sir, because right now I haven't logged into my account. So if Murli can log into the account and he can just pick up few queries from the recent responses.
Mr. Murli, can you just check few of the responses so that, because Ms. Pia has already answered them in detail.
Sure,
So,
sir.
Mr. Murli, if you can
Uh,
just clarify once more, I can also elaborate either another time. So the clarity from our side, from NPTEL, and as
Definitely,
me as
sir.
the instructor and Ms. Pia Ghosh as the TA,
Yes,
everything
sir.
will be complete. So they would not feel that things have not been done in the 100% manner from our side. Can
Yes,
you
sir.
clarify?
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. I'm just checking, sir. So there is a query related to week 8 assignment, question number 6. How to share it? I'm just looking at it in a different system. I'll just see, sir, how to share it here in the chat so that you can answer that query, sir. It is posted on the discussion forum, sir. Just a
So
second.
is it answered or it's not
No,
yet answered?
it is not yet answered. It was posted
Okay.
3 days back.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. By a student named Hemant Trivedi.
Okay.
Let me just sign in. Can I share it in WhatsApp? That's easier for me because I'm unable to log in into the another system. Just a second, Pia. I'll just WhatsApp you. Just see whether you can answer it. Yeah, I just shared it in WhatsApp.
shared it with whom? Pia? Miss
Pia,
Pia
sir.
Ghosh.
Yes, sir. I will also share it with you, sir. It is related to assignment 8, question number 6, sir.
I think Miss Pia Ghosh. I think she can answer it in the forum.
Yes, sir.
This is
So
not
what
it is not needed to be answered in this.
in this? Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
It's not required.
Yeah,
Not-
it
not
can be
required.
answered in the forum itself, sir.
Yes.
There is one more query related to determination of LT. Student wrote a few lines, sir. Maybe that also can be answered by Pia
Where is the
later, sir, after the.
actual value? No, this is about with which lecture. LT have used in different concept.
Right. Yes, sir. There is a URL given in that post
URL
itself,
is
sir.
about YouTube, but which lecture? Is it 10th
Yeah.
lecture, 15th lecture,
Yeah,
first
lecture
lecture?
19, sir. It says lecture 19, sir. I just clicked on that link.
So lecture 19. Lecture
Yes,
19
sir.
was basically considering forecasting.
Okay, sir.
So for determining LT, we consider the value of YT, actual value, and for determining forecast, we are using LT. So we are indirectly using the actual value. This can Miss Pia Ghosh can also answer that, because these the question which Mr. whoever this particular person is, because the person has not written his name, only I can see part of the Gmail. This would be specific to the problem which he is asking, he or she is asking. It can be either for the case of exponential smoothing, adjusted exponential smoothing, constant parameter exponential smoothing, Holt method, Holt-Winter method, and for each method, each example was discussed in Excel sheet, and there what is the significance of LT, how we are using YT, and how it is being done is explained. So Ms. Pia Ghosh, once she goes through the queries, she can definitely make a reference to this Excel sheet and answer the question in the forum in much better way. Because this
Yes,
question
sir.
which question has been raised, both of them are very specific to those two individual persons.
Hmm.
So best is to let
I'll
me.
check it.
Yes,
I'll
yes,
check it and I'll respond it
perfect.
by today itself.
That will be anything. Okay, you have sent a third one.
It's similar kind of question.
Similar question. Yes, by Mr. Again, thanks without any name. So this is also the third one is also similar to the second one. Please take care of that.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. These
I
questions
will.
can be answered by Pia directly on the
I
forum, sir.
think these
Yes,
three questions are directly to be handled by the TA.
Yeah, definitely, sir.
sure.
Let me check YouTube whether any question is posted or not.
Here we
No.
are only three, so there is
Yes, sir.
nobody
Here
else.
we are. Yeah, we three are here on Zoom, and on YouTube also nobody is there, sir.
So
So
we can close it.
we can close it now, sir.
Yes,
Now.
yes. Yeah. Thank you both, Ms. Pia Ghosh and Mr. Murali Krishnan, for the help. And Mr. Murali Krishnan, once it is over, as you know, that send the email to NPTEL coordinator here with a copy to Ms. Pia Ghosh and to me that the session, live session for forecasting regression and time series was done from this time to this time on this particular date. Okay.
Sure, sir. I will send
And
the
I'll
mail, sir.
again join it, and the link is there with me. I'll join at exactly 5:30.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Pia, for
Thank
joining
you.
in. Yeah,
Thank
we
you,
are
Muli.
closing the session now. Yeah, thank you.